Right hand, hook. Again, hook right hand.
At 49 years old, Floyd Mayweather has been seen in recent training footage showcasing remarkable speed and sharp movement, combining controlled explosiveness with precision as he powers through intense gym sessions.
Slide and drop. Punch it, hip, drop. Walk it. Pitch it. Six. Punch it. Pitch it. Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
Floyd Mayweather is putting in serious work during training camp, continuing to look sharp, fast, precise, and technically polished even as he approaches 50 years of age. During training camp, Floyd is frequently seen pushing the pace with intense rope-skipping drills, a key part of his routine to enhance speed, agility, and leg strength. Johnny Nelson believes Floyd remains faster, more powerful, and noticeably sharper than Mike Tyson, adding that he even looks younger while working the bags inside the ring.
Still got the run craft. It's like me getting in the ring with a 14-year-old kid that doesn't know half of what I know, but he's got the pace, he's got the movement. And even though Floyd's 48, he'll still have more movement and pace than Mike. So then it's going to be, I want to get him. So to me, it's one of those. You want to watch between your eyes, but when I heard, I thought, wow, really? But then you're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down. Father Time gets the better of us all. And even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans would love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old. So you've got to
Tony Jeff points out that Floyd is fighting Mike largely for massive views, believing exhibitions sell big, especially after Mike Tyson faced Jake Paul and drew record-breaking attention.
Oh yeah, I'll be able to beat him. I mean, remember when Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao? Like, he waited until Manny got knocked spark out from Marquez, and then he was like, yeah, now's my time to fight him. I just don't believe that Floyd would have fought Mike Tyson if Mike Tyson didn't fight Jake Paul. But Floyd seen that Mike Tyson couldn't hardly walk to the ring. When he got to the ring, he couldn't move around. Jake Paul was running circles around him. And that being said, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, like huge, but we see what Floyd's doing here. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get in there with Mike Tyson, who couldn't do anything with Jake Paul. I'm gonna get millions of dollars. Well, yeah, I'm up for that. But again, I don't blame Floyd Mayweather for doing this. In boxing, I always say, you know, there's not much money in it for the regular people like me and you if you're a fighter. But for someone like Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, they will earn absolutely millions of...
With both fighters standing as living icons of the sport, the clearest objective behind this matchup appears to be financial gain rather than any pursuit of legacy.
Mayweather Mike Tyson exhibition, and then it's going to happen April 25th in Congo. That's the plan right now.
In the Congo? Wait, is Don King part of this? It's in the Congo?
Let's bring him back, right?
Hey, let my people go, baby.
These are the only two living icons, boxing icons. Mike Tyson is an icon. All right, Floyd Mayweather, that's debatable, but Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, that's debate. I mean, by now they're probably icons. Mike Tyson, icon versus icon, in an exhibition effort, you might as well. I want to say this though. If you guys thought Mike Tyson was pulling punches against Jake Paul and that wasn't real, well, he ain't gonna pull no punches against Floyd. Like, that dude has shown that he hated. Remember his faint punch at Floyd? Floyd ain't moved.
Wade Plemons says that watching a legend like Floyd Mayweather compete at this age feels disappointing, as it gives the impression that money, not legacy, is the sole motivation.
People that always thought that Floyd Mayweather had financial troubles because of the money he owed to the IRS, because of the terrible, terrible business and you know, real estate investments that he's made, and apparently some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd, and now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, you know, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's a snippet from Business Insider because it made me want to pay for the entire...
Tony Jeff has questioned Floyd Mayweather's true motivation, suggesting his return to the ring is driven more by ego than pure competition. He referenced the massive attention generated by the Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul fight, calling it the most viewed boxing event in recent times, and argued that Floyd struggles with being overshadowed. According to Jeff, Mayweather's pride and obsession with the spotlight fuel his desire to reclaim attention, break viewership records, and remind the world of his unmatched drawing power. He added that this comeback is less about legacy or sporting achievement and more about proving relevance, dominance, and his continued ability to command global interest through spectacle and record-breaking appeal.
Me and you if you're a fighter, so we've got to make as much money as we can while we can, and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires, and I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, like, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was hosted on Netflix. And Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, you know, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have that limelight. Floyd's got all of the money in the world.
Ariel Helwani recently weighed in on potential boxing events, stressing the uncertainty surrounding several high-profile matchups. He explained that while figures like Carl Froch may interpret certain announcements as confirmations, the reality is far more complex. Helwani clarified that he is simply doing his job and has no role in organizing or financing these bouts, noting that key details such as dates, venues, and rules remain undecided. Addressing the buzz around Mike Tyson, he suggested that interest in another exhibition has cooled following Tyson's fight with Jake Paul. According to Helwani, a matchup shortly after Tyson's bout with Roy Jones Jr. could have been a blockbuster, but the timing now has reduced excitement. He also pointed out that Tyson nearing 60 and Floyd Mayweather being out of the spotlight for some time make public interest harder to predict. Helwani added that vague announcements may be a strategic move to test fan reaction or attract investors, offering insight into the business and promotional side of boxing while managing expectations around a potential Tyson-Mayweather event.
People like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules. Exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out. The fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? Trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
You don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero, after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul, I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again. I think if this match was made on the heels of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., I think this would be blockbuster. I think people would be falling over themselves to consume them.
Wade Plemons, Mayweather's attorney, has firmly denied any claims of financial trouble, rejecting headlines suggesting Floyd Mayweather owes $54 million. While dismissing those reports, Plemons openly admits the fight is primarily motivated by money, calling it a clear cash grab. He is also blunt about the matchup itself, predicting it will be a poor spectacle for serious boxing fans, adding that aside from watching Mike Tyson make his ring walk, there is little real excitement. Plemons referenced the long-standing tension between the two legends, recalling Tyson once mocked Mayweather as a small, little angry man, and noted Tyson's past displeasure over perceived disrespect toward his idol, Muhammad Ali. He emphasized that a true fight in their primes was never realistic due to weight class differences, and that this exhibition is ultimately about entertainment, ego, and revenue rather than genuine competitive boxing at this late stage of their careers.
Insider is reporting that Floyd Mayweather could be facing money trouble, citing an estimated $54 million in debt, property foreclosures, multiple lawsuits piling up. Mayweather's attorney strongly denies he's in any kind of financial distress, but the headlines aren't slowing it down. $54 million alleged dollars in debt. So it makes sense why they would want to do this, and it's strictly for money. Let's be honest. This is a clear money grab, but this is going to be a terrible fight. This is not going to be a fight that anyone outside of watching Mike Tyson walk to the ring and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy in Floyd that Tyson for a long time didn't like. For a long time called Floyd a small little angry man or a small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old, and if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and XYZ. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing, but now they're stepping into this.
Roy Jones Jr. recently discussed Floyd Mayweather's plans, noting that following his exhibition with Mike Tyson, Floyd is seriously considering a return to professional boxing. Jones highlighted that the prospect of a rematch with Manny Pacquiao is gaining momentum, as fans and analysts continue to call for it. He pointed out that criticism from their first fight still resonates, with many insisting a proper rematch is overdue. According to Jones, Floyd is motivated to prove himself again in the professional ring, responding both to public demand and the unfinished business with Pacquiao. With Floyd actively preparing and fan interest running high, Jones believes the rematch could realistically happen within the year, offering the boxing world a historic showdown and a chance to settle lingering debates once and for all.
Pacquiao loved me as a ref too. They both did.
But you've done a lot of Floyd fights.
And I've done a lot of Manny Pacquiao fights. Matter of fact, at one point in time, I had done more Pacquiao fights than I had done Floyd fights.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, they were close neck to neck, but...
Do you know how many? How many Floyd fights have you done?
Well, I did, because I did a lot of his exhibition fights after he retired. And believe it or not, I could negotiate how much I make on those exhibition fights, whereas on the professional fights, the commission made that decision.
So there's no favoritism, Floyd, you just...
That's right. And the other thing that made me favorites, on certain fights, our commission will give each camp the name of 3 referees and say, pick one. It don't mean this is the one you're gonna get. And then they'll give them the name of 5 judges and say, pick 3. Don't mean that what you pick you're gonna get. But at least they're getting, the commission is getting their voice as to who they choose. And after a certain amount of time, if Kenny Baylor's name keeps coming up, then that says something
like
about my work.
Yeah.
That says something about my work in the ring.
So, Roy, you ever had a chance to pick a ref or petition for a ref?
I have had a few chances to accept or deny. And there have been several times I have denied because I felt like the referee was more into the other guy or was more into the other guy's promotional team.
You remember that ref?
I do remember a few of them, but I'm tell you like this, I don't call no names because, you know, I don't like to drop no salt. But in the second Bernard Hopkins fight, this referee, I could tell right away, was for that side and not this.
Netflix has officially announced the historic rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao off again, promising an unforgettable night in boxing history. Johnny Nelson recently shared his perspective on why legends like Mike Tyson and Mayweather consider returning to the ring despite being past their prime. Nelson explained that while fans may hesitate to see former champions risk tarnishing their legacy, these fighters have real-world responsibilities, including family and finances. He highlighted that at 59, Tyson has a rare opportunity for a massive payday, just as Mayweather does at this stage of life. According to Nelson, legacy and criticism often take a backseat when such opportunities arise. Ego also plays a significant role. Facing someone they dislike while commanding huge sums can override common sense. Ultimately, Nelson portrays these returns as a mix of financial motivation, pride, and the desire to remain relevant in the boxing world.
Completely. But you've got to remember, these guys are individuals, their fathers, their brothers, or whatever, and they still want to earn a massive chunk of money. Where's Mike Tyson? Whatever they're getting paid. Where's Mike Tyson at 59 going to earn this kind of money? Where's Floyd Mayweather at this time of life going to make this kind of money? It doesn't matter what we say about legacy. These guys have still got to live. These guys are still thinking, you know what, I'll take the heat, I'll take the criticism, but you know what, my bank account's all right, my family's all right. And I know it's crude, and I know it takes the shine off it, but that's real talk. So these guys are now in a position where people want to pay them a lot of money to fight each other. It's against somebody they don't like. So again, ego's going to get the better of common sense. With Mike, as far as I'm concerned.
Ariel Helwani recently shared a strong opinion on the upcoming fight, calling it unnecessary and saying he does not want to see it. He raised serious concerns about the risks involved, emphasizing that both fighters are well past their prime. According to Helwani, stepping into the ring at this stage carries inherent dangers, and while fans may be curious, the matchup poses significant physical risk. He also noted that the fight seems to prioritize spectacle over safety, highlighting a broader debate in boxing about whether nostalgia-driven matchups should proceed when the participants' health could be at stake.
Today's economic times, there's economic challenges. These corporations and companies, they're looking to make profit. And if they put out a pay-per-view, and a lot of people, another thing is the fighters. I'm blaming the fighters too, because there's a lot of guys, they're not bigger than the fighters of yesteryear. That's why you can have a Floyd Mayweather and a Mike Tyson whose brands are so big. This is going to be a big fight. It's going to be, just because it's a freak show, circus fight, whatever you want to say. Some people are going to be mad at it. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. But the curiosity is always going to get the best of the masses, especially if they put this on Netflix or Amazon or whoever, right? And that's the reality. A lot of these new fighters, Gen Z fighters, people under 30, they're not marketing themselves, where everybody sees a picture of Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn or Virgil Ortiz and know who that person is, right? Versus past fighters, everybody, at least at the time, they would have known who Mike Tyson was. They would have known who Roy Jones Jr. was, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, right? That's the reality of it. So that's how we got here. That's definitely how we got here. And then the other thing is piracy, people being cheap and not wanting to pay for great fights that we've had that have come with a paywall. And then now these companies see that and they're like, we're going to get our money one way or the mother effing other. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And that's the reality of it. So now when we get these freak show fights, they've already seen that YouTubers and influencers come.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates next time.